Hello champions, welcome back to my character guide series where I take on common characters to uncommon levels. In this case, we're gonna do the big show at 4-star gold. If you haven't seen yet, I posted probably about a week ago, I posted my John Cena Powerhouse guide. This one's gonna be before Big Show. Big Show is probably among the most common trickster character you're gonna have. Everybody has a Big Show, and while he's definitely a very under average character at 2-star and 3-star, at 4-star it's actually quite a different story. He is pretty damn good at 4-star. This is a great opportunity to show it. I got Scopely to send me the 4-star gold version. Mine is only 3-star bronze. This is the one from them. Obviously I don't get to keep it. I'm gonna revert back to my low 3-star bronze after this, but in the meantime we're gonna have a look. First is trainer ability, which is used for some characters. It is at 5,000. Purple move, deal 45% more damage. He has a bunch of links: Jerry Show, Show Miz, The Giants, Authority, Corporation, SmackDown, and PG Era. He has 2 gears. Unfortunately, I do not have his second gear. I am working on it though. That's actually, since I got Sting from the Showdown, I'm actually saving my Showdown coins to get the Big Show gear. This is what it looks like, and the bonus it gives is matching red gems, charge moves of that color by 1 more move points. Pretty useful, especially since his main build is actually using both red moves. So the main move, which is the finisher, which is the move that you get at 4-star, is the corner slingshot splash. It is a 10 MP red move. Finisher, deal 21.4k plus 2.7k bonus damage for every botch gems and pin the opponent. The spear deals 21.2k damage and make 11 random gems into botch gems. The back rake deals 21.3k damage and make 8 random green gems into botch gems, and that's an 8 MP purple move. Previous one, the spear, I think I forgot to say it. As you see, it's a 6 MP red move. Now, instead of the back rake, you could also be using the elbow drop, which is a 9 MP black move that deals 25k damage and make the 8 random yellow gems into botch gems. It is basically the exact same thing. The reason I took the purple instead of the black is because, well, the purple costs 1 less. It's an 8 MP instead of a 9. The elbow drop does about 4k damage more, although while you're basically gathering your MP for that move, your purple gems are doing more damage. They do about 500 damage more than the blacks. So, I mean, all in all, I rather get the back rake because it costs 1 less. So if I don't have the purple mana or have harder time getting it, I'm gonna get it 1 turn earlier than I would with the black. So I went with that. As far as what they do, they both make 8 random, so it's the same thing. And the purple one chooses the green, while the black one chooses the yellow. So in both cases, you're gonna be probably limited by the amount of that color on the board. But since it's a random color, well, not a random color, it's a fixed color, but I mean, you don't know how many there's going to be. So if it was a random any color gem, that'd be a different story, but it isn't. So either one is fine. We're probably going to see a couple variations of this moveset, because this is pretty much the only moveset you're going to want to work with. But there is different trainer options that you can use for it. That's probably what we're going to try different matches on. So the first set I'm going to try is probably the more common. It is with Sting and Arn Anderson. Sting, so that you start with 4 more MP, 4 more red MP, and Arn Anderson creates 9 more botch gems. Bret Hart is also a great trainer, although I believe he creates 4 or 5 instead of 9, so Arn is definitely better. Unfortunately, Arn is not available anymore in the game, so if you don't already have him, Bret is probably going to be your best option. We're going to see later on, without an MP trainer, trainer. For now, this is it. I got X-Pac, which is pretty useful as a coach on it. And alternately, I also have Shawn Michaels. That isn't really that much useful, mainly to help a little with that purple. Normally, if you wouldn't know who you're going to be facing or you're going for a feud, something like that, secondary coach, I'd mostly go with, in this case, Vainglorious Powerhouse, because he's gonna help you to reduce those submission moves. Alright, so let's go see this. First we're gonna go against Jeff Hardy. We pretty much have the exact same talent here. All right. So we do not have the red. Gonna be wait to use again. Unfortunately, I do have the tour perks on, which make me start with much more MP that I normally should. But these days we always have perks on anyway. There's always perks, so it's almost a norm to have them running. Alright, so normally that wouldn't be ready. Now that would. I'll be using both. So first I'm going to use the purple because it specifically targets the greens. Obviously don't have enough greens to fill. Then we're going to use the other one, which is going to make 20 randoms. Now we have a whole lot of botch gems, and they're each gonna add 2800 damage on top of the 21k. Right? We got our damage that did 102, and also he's gonna have a little harder issue to kick out of it. Okay, that's kind of unusual though. Normally they kick out. Normally, they rarely ever get... But, I mean, that's the thing with those bot gems. Depending on how they land, well, you might have a very hard time to kick out, because there's a lot of them, and bot gem, they create 0 damage. So we're actually gonna do another match, because this went incredibly well. It usually goes well, but, like, for having done about maybe 5 matches before I recorded this, I normally win on my second attempt at doing the finisher, not the first. We're gonna try exactly the same thing we just did. Alright, so this time we do have the red. With one red match, normally both your red would be ready on the second turn. I'm not gonna use it already though, because I kind of like to use the purple at the same time. I could have done it already though. He probably would have kicked out easily though. Kind of use those in the wrong order. Alright, we're gonna kick out of that. Alright, so now we're gonna start by converting those 6 greens. Would have been great if there was more, but 6 will have to do. We're gonna add an extra 20. There we go. And now we're going to do that finisher, and let's see if he is going to kick out of it. Normally he probably should. Definitely did. Especially with those modifiers. Now this is the problem with the Big Show though. He does not recycle, which means I gotta start over now. I'm gonna take this one here. That gave me both purple and red. You're getting another set of red here. Now we're gonna get hit by pretty much all he's got. I just gotta survive this and I'm gonna get it. Early pin would have been nice. Unfortunately, he breaks all the greens, which is gonna suck because I need those greens. At least I got 4. So we still have a couple botches from the previous one that are left there. We're gonna add another 20. Alright, that went there. Unfortunately, there's still a black match he can make here that is not protected by botch gems. Let's see if he can still kick out of that. It's gonna be much harder. And there you go. This is more usual way that it goes. It's usually gonna be on the second attempt. But you can get lucky and get it on the first one like we've seen, depending on how the board goes for you. On an average board, this is more how it's gonna be, although we did get hit by about half our life. Alright, so now we're gonna see without an MP trainer and with 2 botch gem trainers.
I don't give a crap about being loved. I don't even care about being liked.
Alright, different trainer set for Big Show. Now, I did switch the purple move to show you the black move this time, the elbow drop that deals 25k damage and make 8 random yellows into botch, 9 MP black. And the trainers this time are going to be still R-integrate 9 more botches, but also instead of Sting, we're going to have Brett to create 5 more botch gems. That means the black move is going to create 22 botch, which is very unlikely to ever create 22 because it converts yellow into botch. The chances that you're going to have 22 yellows on the board are pretty damn near impossible unless you're tagging with someone that creates a whole bunch of yellows or facing someone who creates a whole lot of yellows. Definitely not that great. Definitely a good option if you're facing someone that uses yellow though, because you get rid of his yellows on the board. Same with the purple move that was using, what was it that it's using? I don't even remember. That was the greens. So probably a green. There's more green user than yellow user generally, but both those are going to make it so that the spear makes 25 botch gems. That's starting to be quite a lot considering the board has 49 gems on it. So if you get maybe like 6 or 7 plus those 25, well, you're in the low 30s already. So we got X-Pac and Elias here. And we're going to try facing this time Batista, who's a powerhouse. The main issue with this is that it takes you 2 red match to get ready. Now with the perk right now, it's definitely not going to take 2. It's going to take 1, but we're going to act as if it needed to. Now we're going to act as if we were not ready. Now we would ready on the next turn. I also got some black on the first turn, so that helped with that. So we're gonna create basically all those yellows, and we're kind of lucky because there's a lot of them. So there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There was 9, so that's definitely on the higher end that you'll see. And now we're gonna create 25 additional. That's 34 out of 49. Apart from a few that might have got on a node that already had some. So pretty much the whole board is like minus less than 10 is botch gems right now, which means it's going to be damn near impossible to kick out of, and I'm probably going to do somewhere around 110k damage. 116, and he could not kick out of it because of all those botch gems. Add that move that created 9 on those yellow, basically add less yellow on the board, maybe he could have kicked out of it because we might have had like 4 less. So not that much less damage, but still pretty effective. Now we're gonna try that as if you do not, if you didn't have Arn Anderson. Let's say you're a newer player, you can't have Arn Anderson, you only have Bret Hart. We're gonna try with only Bret.
It made me feel good to beat down this cheap knockoff.
All right, for this last one, we're gonna keep the red, red, black. But for trainers, we're gonna assume you don't have Arn Anderson, and instead we're gonna be using Bret, and we have Sting for the red MP. It's gonna be Sting and Bret. Trainers X-Pac and Elias still. So having Bret instead of Arn means you're creating 5 botch instead of 9. Still make that elbow drop, make 13 yellows into botch, which is more than enough because you're never gonna have 13 yellows on the board anyway. But that spear is gonna create 16 instead of 20. Still likely to be enough. Let's go see on the field how that goes. We're gonna go against Seth Rollins, which I love to use as an opponent when I do these previews because he's pretty kick-ass. So let's see this. Now Seth is a much better opponent, so I'm definitely I'm at a much higher risk to take a beating. And I can't get my red, so that's not helping. Let's take away his blue right here. I do have my red ready, but normally if it wasn't for the perks, I wouldn't have my red ready. So I'm gonna act as if it wasn't. Now it would be ready on the next turn. Now we can get going. Unfortunately, there's not that many yellows. There's only 5. I'm gonna put it there. And now, again, unfortunately, he has a lot of blue and green matches to get out of that pin. So hopefully those land on those blue and greens. Which they didn't do much. So that should be an easy get out of pin for him. Yeah. Now it's his turn, and now we're gonna take the beating. We're actually gonna take one on the next turn as well. Okay. Now we do not have any red. Let's go for black. He does not recycle, so that's his major flaw. Let's take this. Right. We're gonna be ready next turn. We're gonna get hit by his green move though. I was about to use that, but I want to save those yellows for the next turn. We're out. There you go. We're gonna convert those yellows. Now there's quite a bit. There's 5, 6, there's 9 of them. Let's convert 16 randoms. And now the pin. and he's out. So you see, this is a perfect example of why Big Show is a guy you might want to go for if you're either a free player or a player that doesn't spend a lot of money on the game. This is among the most common characters in the game. Everyone has Big Show. We're facing a top dollar superstar in Seth Rollins. We did not use the optimal trainers because we assumed we didn't have Arn. The match did not go our way, and we had issues reloading because he does not recycle. Yet we got that win with only losing a third of our health. That's a pretty good win in my book, if you're asking. Alright, so that is it for the Big Show. So again, you even have a gear that you can get in the Showdown, although it's fairly expensive. I believe it's 200,000 Showdown coins. Still, it's one of my long-term project. Definitely a great trickster. Probably the best among the free ones or the common ones. So thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them. If you're not already a subscriber, make sure to do so to be informed when I post new stuff. And if you like the video, leave a like and share. See you guys. G out.